Good morning. We're getting started back on this job. Got the excavator warming up. Got my guy with the grapple truck coming in here. I should be able to back right down here pretty easy. I just drove over it a bunch with my truck to see if it's slippery, and it's a little bit, but I think we'll be all right. Be able to park right next to here and load this up with the grapple truck and see how much he can get in a load. It's a 70-yard truck, so I have never used a grapple truck for this, so it'll be interesting to see. It'll be nice because might be able to use him in the future for clearing jobs where we need to haul all the debris off. A lot of times we just burn. 90% of the time we're just burning on site, but with this one, there's a house right there, right there, right there. We're in a cul-de-sac. Another house right there. They're just, so we're just kind of surrounded. There's woods back there. We're just kind of surrounded by houses, and his neighbors already came over to check to see what we're doing, and you know, told him that we were clearing for his customer to put a house in. You could tell they were already kind of annoyed by it. I mean, what are you gonna do? They cleared to put their house there. So, but you know, that's the type of person that if you start running here, they're gonna call the fire department and complain about it. And you usually have to shut it down. But I'm gonna get in the machine, go back there, the septic area that I mulched open, all the little stuff. Got to go through there and pop some stumps up and start clearing some of the septic area. Wait for the grapple truck to get here. So I've kind of switched things up here. I got what's called a media mod for the GoPro, and I've just always hated the microphone quality on a GoPro. Every time I go back and watch my videos when I'm talking in the excavator and it's making noise, it just seems like it's really hard to hear what I'm saying. So the media mod is this kind of a case that has a built-in larger forward and backward facing microphone. So I'm hoping it's better audio for you guys. I really got to get a new wiper blade for this thing. Warm it up in here. It's actually going to be fairly warm today. little stump. I think holding on by one root. Going on this job today. We got the builder, the grapple guy coming to haul a bunch of the brush, and then I got the builder and the customer coming out for a meeting. So more stable ground. always looks like it's gonna rain out here. I don't know, it's like every morning on this job. I don't know if it's just where we are or the time of year or whatever, but we haven't had any rain, but it just looks like it's overcast and nasty. Man, come on, stump. These multi-dominant stumps they can be an absolute bear to dig out. Meaning there's 3 trees growing out of one. And I swear, I think it's just like they have 3 times the roots, which probably is kind of a dirt, but I don't really know. It seems like they do. And this is some super red clay here. Doesn't want to budge. Get off. Alright, well, let's stay on there then. Roots. Look at that root. Now it looks like it wants to move. For the size this took a mud clog to the window. Or something. For the size of this tree, this stump doesn't make sense. Look at that. Clean it up well though. the grapple truck just got here. I'm gonna grab a little pile of these stumps and stuff here and go back up to the front and meet him. This is a massive truck. As you can see, this is brand new. We quite literally just bought it last week. Went down to Florida to get it, I believe. This is a little more complicated than I can say yards, and if I want to, I don't really do it, but as you see, kind of where we just, we just, the pile to here, now you can just load these puppies. This is a range of these guys, this is third, careful about keeping the load organized, which is really important. So I don't want them, you know, they can throw in there, you know, not very much. Mostly one of those things that involved there. One thing I see is that I'm not doing more blade work than some sort of, so I go to something else. I'm not saying I'm rushing over things. Good. Nice thing I was looking at, so you can see it's not like more once you come around and you get I'm very careful. Well, I'm not careful what we're doing. I will stuff up and see. I mean, just, you know, it's not just serious things. Sure. I don't get mine there. Maybe between 3 or 4 grabs, I haven't put the whole knife just on there. Hang on. I don't want to rush for this lunch. I would take my that's all. I mean, it's a little bit, I don't know if you can get in there, I would do some small stuff. Something like that, there, but that's all out here, and this is probably that, down there, all that stuff, laying down there, I got a couple of down there, that's a lot of stuff, so I'm not even bothered. But I wouldn't free. Look out of here. It's gonna be that's a load. You'll see what it looks like on it. We just pulled up the outriggers. Yeah, it's all brush. All brush and stumps. And away he goes with the first load of brush. While I was out there, I turned the heat on in the excavator, set to 90 and closed the door. So whenever I got back in, it's about 90 degrees in here. Felt like. I'm gonna go over to this brush pile and sort it out a little bit for them. Now that I can see what the truck can do, I have a little bit better idea of what to do to help maybe speed up the process. From the time he pulled in till the time he was loaded, lifting the outriggers was probably about 20 minutes or so, which isn't bad. And like I said, it's more expensive than a tractor trailer, but the convenience factor is if I'm trying to get a job done, quickly, or if I'm not able to get out here for whatever reason, he can back in here and load all this stuff up without me being here. Or once I get a pile, I can he can be loading up brush while I'm still clearing land. So well, we got, I think, the third load in the grapple truck just left. That's going well. The builder and the landowner just came by and looked over everything and said it looks good. Clearing, we're cleaning up now. There's some brushy stuff. I use the forestry mulcher. I didn't really say anything about using the forestry mulcher, but the customer seemed to be excited about the mulch on the ground, and we're going to run through the wooded area a little bit here and kind of thin out the brush a bit. She said we don't need to clear anymore, but she did like the way the mulched areas looked. Here on the top and kind of rake all this debris here from the brush piles. Start up here and rake it all down the hill with me.
to town with the forestry mulcher in the area that I was working in yesterday. He's doing real good with the mulcher. Steven's gone with the grapple truck. I'm gonna dig through this pile, see how much stuff I can pull out that doesn't have any stumps on it. Unfortunately, almost all of this brush has stumps on it because these were little trees. So you just rip them out of the ground with the stump. Every bit that something's staying on there. Every bit that Thomas mulches, I don't have to pay to haul out of here. I'd like to just get one more grapple load, and then we kind of have a budget for hauling this debris off. Need to get this job done so we can move on to our next jobs. So I brought in the Grapple truck because it's just, I'm able to do so much more stuff while he's hauling the brush. Well, I don't know how long the camera was falling over like that. About what this guy at this dump was going to say about these stumps, but honestly, they're a few days old, some of these, so the dirt has dried out a good bit, and I've been throwing them around so much. These stumps are, I mean, there is, you know, there is dirt in them, obviously. I'm not going to say they're completely washed clean, but there is barely any dirt in these stumps. So I think they'll be all right. The place this stuff is going to, he told me they just burn it anyways. I'm like, well, heck, if I wasn't in a neighborhood right now, I'd be burning all this stuff. I know it'll burn. There's a few stumps up here that are rather large. 4 up there. And then I'm gonna need to bring my dump truck out here anyways, because I've got to pull what we're using the temporary road. I've got to pull that up. That's some logs in there. I got to pull those up and haul off those stumps. So I think the rest of what's here, we will just end up hauling in my dump truck. Run up here and grab some of these. He's got room for them, so I'm unassuming one of them's little. These little things. Basically nothing. Other ones here are kind of chunky, but there's not a crazy amount of roots on it. Throw them around and the dirt kind of falls off of them pretty well, especially poplars. This one right here is a poplar, and they just clean up so well. The red oaks have more of a like a dense root system. Poplars have a less of a root system, they're just bigger roots. But the red oaks, like you see this one, this is a red oak tree. It's like a web of it's like a web of roots, and it just holds a ton of dirt. In there. These poplars are, you can usually roll them around, fairly well. Here's another one. That's a red oak. Heck, I wouldn't complain about burning this stump. Especially I was getting paid to do it. I'm gonna go over here and kind of organize this brush, see if he can get any more of it. Now, this is great. We'll definitely be, I'm not just saying that because Steven's a friend, but we'll definitely be doing this again on clearing and hauling jobs, because I could just get a job done so much quicker. Basically, as soon as I get brush for them, he can haul it.
The last of it, at least for him. I still gotta haul some of this crap off for the with my dump truck, but oh yeah, plenty of room. We fit a whole nother job in here. We fit a whole nother job in here.
Hard to get stuff right here in the front.
Yeah.
Well, Steven's gone with the last grapple load. He got almost all of the stumps. I just have a couple big ones out at the front, which is no problem. I got to bring the dump truck out here and haul a little bit of debris anyways. I'll just put the stumps in the truck, those logs up at the entrance, and